welcome back again to our Ask IITians. Now in today's class, I'll be telling you something very interesting about ionic equilibrium. So in today's class, we'll be discussing about the weak acids and weak bases and how are we going to compare the relative strengths of those weak acids and weak bases. This is a kind of easy but an interesting topic and the questions are genuinely asked from the same topic also. So be ready for the lecture. Let's start up with the lecture. Now since we have discussed about how to find the pH of different solutions, let's try to correlate what do we mean by the relative strengths of different acids. In the last few slides we have already discussed that whenever we are going to define the strength of any acid or strength of any base, we have to be very much concentrated about the term the acidic constant or the basic constant. So the acid dissociation constant Ka and base dissociation constant Kb, these are the two terms which will be very useful for us to determine the relative strength of acids and bases. So we say that the relative strength of weak acids and weak bases, these are generally determined by their dissociation constant Ka and Kb respectively. If for example I consider a weak acid acetic acid with a concentration C, I can say that CH3COOH is going to exist in equilibrium as CH3COO minus plus H positive. If I say the concentration of acetic acid is CH3COH is C, so this is 0 and this is at T is equal to 0. Now at T is equal to T equilibrium, I can say if alpha is the degree of dissociation of weak acid, so this will be C minus C alpha, this will be C alpha and this will be C alpha. Now if I write down what is Ka, it is nothing but C alpha into C alpha by C1 minus alpha. So it's C alpha square by 1 minus alpha. And if I am using the approximation that alpha is very less than 1, I can say C alpha square by 1 will be value of Ka. So here I can find the value of alpha as under root Ka upon C. Let's move ahead and let's talk about, if we are talking about a base NH4OH, I can say that NH4OH is found to exist as NH4 positive and OH minus. And if I say, let's say the concentration of NH4OH is C, so I'll say at time T is equal to 0, here the concentration will be C, the concentration will be 0 and 0 respectively. Now at time T is equal to T equilibrium, I'll say that let the degree of dissociation is again alpha. So I can say C 1 minus alpha, C alpha and C alpha. Again for this solution, I can define the K equilibrium, which is nothing but the base dissociation constant Kb as C alpha times C alpha by C 1 minus alpha. It is nothing if alpha will be considered to be very less, again I can define it to be C alpha square in the terms of Kb. So what we have considered in these two slides is that if I am somehow able to represent the dissociation constant in the terms of the degree of dissociation, which is to be expressed in the terms of the acid or the base dissociation constant, that means I'll be able to correlate the relative strength of the acids and bases. Concluding this point, I can say that Ka and Kb are just the equilibrium constant and hence the values depend only and only on the temperature. Now if greater is the value of dissociation constant for any particular acid, the more will be the strength of that acid. And hence also we can say if greater will be the value of dissociation constant of a base, the more will be the strength of base. So any acid which has a high value of Ka means the value of alpha is also be high, or any base which has a high value of alpha, we can say that the value of Kb is going to be high. Now if I define Ka and Kb, I can say the way we define pH of a solution, we said that pH is equal to minus log of H positive. Similarly, I can define pKa as minus log of Ka, and also we can define pKb as minus log of Kb. And if I consider all these three things one by one, I can say that if pH is minus log of H positive, if I say if the H positive concentration is high, the pH will be low because pH is negative logarithm. Similarly, I say if pKa as minus log of Ka, and if I say you have a strong acid, if you have a strong acid, that means the degree of dissociation will be more. If alpha is more, that means Ka will be more. And if Ka is more, we can say that the pKa will have a lesser value. So a strong acid will be found to have a low value of pKa and a weak acid will be found to have a high value of Ka. So now let's discuss about some more examples over this topic so that the topic becomes more clear and will be helpful to us in solving the questions. Let's come over to example number 1, which says that the 500 ml of 10 to the power minus 5 molar NaOH solution is mixed with 500 ml of 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 5 molar of BaOH twice solution. To the resulting solution, you have added 99 liters of water and we are asked to calculate what will be the pH of the solution. So let's take into account one by one. We are given you have 500 ml of 10 to the power minus 5 molar NaOH solution and you are mixing it with 500 ml of 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 5 molar BaOH twice solution. And to this resulting solution, we are adding 99 liters of water. So let's first of all find what is the number of moles of OH minus which will be contributed by both these two solutions. So if I am saying you have 10 to the power minus 5 molar solution of NaOH, that means we can say that 1 liter of solution contains 10 to the power minus 5 moles of NaOH. But I am talking about just 500 ml, that means I am talking about just 0.5 liters. So it will contain 0.5 into 10 to the power minus 5 moles of OH minus. So let's call it as statement number 1. If I move over to BaOH twice, I can say 1 liter of BaOH twice will give me 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 5 into 2 moles of OH minus, because 1 BaOH twice will give you 2 moles of OH minus, being BaOH twice as a strong base. So I can say if I am starting with 0.5 liters of BaOH twice, I will get 2 into 2.5 into 0.5 into 10 to the power minus 5 moles. Let's call it as statement number 2. Now we have since found out what is the total number of OH minus being given to the solution. I will add the OH minus which are coming from statement 1 and I will add it to the OH minus which are coming from statement 2. Now let's see what is the volume of solution. The volume of solution will be 500 ml plus 500 ml, which is 1 liter. And we say that we have already added 99 liters more of water. So the total volume of solution will be 100 liters. I can very easily find what is the concentration of OH minus. As the number of OH minus, number of moles of OH minus coming from 0.1 and 0.2 divided by the volume of solution in liters by 100 liters. So I'll be able to find what is the concentration of OH minus. On finding the concentration of OH minus, I can say that H positive into OH minus will be nothing but 10 to the power minus 14. I know the value of OH minus, I know the value of 10 to the power minus 14, so I can very easily find out the concentration of H positive. Knowing the concentration of H positive, what we have to do is to calculate the pH. So I can say pH is nothing but minus log of H positive. On solving this equation, we come out to the fact that the pH of solution will be found to be nearly 7.51. So we can see the value is given in here, option number A. So we can say the correct option for this question is option number A. Let's move over to another question that has been asked in this regard. The question being asked is, you have to calculate the pH of a solution which is obtained by mixing equal volume of 0.02 molar HOCl and 0.2 molar acetic acid solution, given that the Ka1 for HOCl is 2 into 10 to the power minus 4 and the Ka2 for acetic acid is 2 into 10 to the power minus 5. And you have to find out what is the pH of the solution. So we can say that, let us say the HOCl will get dissociated as HOCl is going to form. So we can write for HOCl, since it's an acid, I can say H positive plus OCl minus. Now we are given the concentration, let's say the concentration given to us is 0.02 molar, and if at T is equal to 0, I say this is 0.02, this is 0, 0. So I can say that if degree of dissociation is alpha, I can say at T is equal to T equilibrium. So we'll say, let's call it as C1. So this is C1 minus C1 alpha, this is C1 alpha and this is C1 alpha. Similarly, I can write the same thing for acetic acid, CH3COOH. We can write it as CH3COO minus plus H positive. Let's say this is C2 dash dash. So this is C2 minus C2 alpha, this is C2 alpha and again this is C2 alpha. But whatever we have considered in the earlier slides, that the concentration of H positive is going to be same. So this is C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2. Now we'll try to represent the concentration of H positive in the terms of Ka1 and Ka2 which are given to us. I can say that H positive value will be nothing but under root Ka1 into C1 plus under root C2 into Ka2, since we have derived this formula in the earlier slides. Now using this thing, we have found out that the value of H positive that has been given to us is 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 molar. Now if the value of H positive is 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 molar, I can say pH will be minus log of H positive, which is nothing but minus log of 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 molar, which is nothing but minus log of 2 plus minus log of 10 to the power minus 3. So solving this value, I will get minus log of 2 plus 3, and if I solve this value further, I will get 3 minus 0.3010, and the value comes out to be nearly 2.69. Let's see if this kind of value is given in the option, and 2.69 has been given as the first option. So I can say the correct option for this question is option number A. Let's further move over to another example in this regard, which states that you have to determine the degree of dissociation of 0.05 molar NH3 at 25 degrees Celsius in pH of 10. So very easily I can say, if it's a solution of ammonia, I can call it to be ammonium hydroxide. And if I am calling it ammonium hydroxide, I will say it gets dissociated to form NH4 positive plus OH minus. So if the concentration is C, let's say this is 0, 0 at time T is equal to 0. Now at time T is equal to T equilibrium, I will say C minus C alpha, this is C alpha, so this is C alpha. Now he has said the pH of the solution is given to be 10. If pH is 10, so I can say minus log of H positive is given to be 10. Now using this value of pH, I can calculate what is the value of H positive. If I can calculate the value of H positive, I can also calculate what is the value of OH negative using the equation H positive into OH minus is 10 to the power minus 14. Now the reason why I am using this equation is because it has been given to me that the temperature is kept as 25 degrees Celsius. Now on getting the value of OH minus from this equation, which is obtained as nearly 10 to the power minus 4, I can very easily correlate it to the value of C alpha. The value of concentration is given to be 0.05 molar, which is multiplied by the degree of dissociation alpha. This will be 10 to the power minus 4 molar. So I can find the value of alpha, which comes out to be 0.2%. Let's see if this value is given in the question. Again, we see that the value given in the question is 0.2%. So I can say the 0.2% is the correct option for this particular question. So students, here we have discussed how we are going to deal with all the acidic and basic concepts, and we'll also have found out what are the pH of different solutions. Now using this concept, let's move ahead further. Students, we discussed about the relative strength of acids and bases in the class. Now I suppose the topic you people literally enjoyed. The topic was easy, but yes, don't worry and don't be confused. The questions that will be asked in the exam will be almost of the same level that I have taught you in the class. Now in the next class, I'll be telling you something about what do we mean by salts and how those salts are going to behave when they are dissolved in water. And the topic is called the hydrolysis of salt. So by the time, be ready and take care and do well in your lives.